Welcome back, everyone, to the Bears Frappo Plays YouTube channel. Today is Monday, October 7th, and we're going to be looking at one of the two games in the postseason that we have on Monday afternoon in baseball. We're going to be looking at the Tigers going up against the Guardians. The Guardians, they took game number 1 away from the Tigers, giving up 0 runs in that game. Very impressive performance by them. We're going to see if the Tigers can bounce back in this game, get themselves on the board. I've also have 2 total player props for the game today. Hope everybody enjoys their Monday, and let's break down some ball. All right, guys, here's the recap from Sunday. The game just ended between the Mets and the Phillies. I feel like I don't know what to say here. Phillies minus 141 on the money line. I said anything above minus 140, I'd take them minus 1.5. Minus 41.41 is what it was whenever I put the bet in, and I took them minus 1.5 because I said anything over minus 141 or 140, take the minus 1.5. That's what I did. 6-4 going into the top of the ninth. The Mets did Mets things. They found a way to muck up the game and tie it 6-6, and then Nick Castellanos sent me home angry with the Phillies taking it by 1. So if you took the Phillies on the money line, congratulations. I am not so lucky. Minus 1.5. I took the loss there. Luis Severino, he was bad against the Phillies. 3+ runs allowed. I think it was just a 2-run shot by Harper and a home run by not Turner. Was it Nick Castellanos? Had to have been, right? Anyway, he gave up 3 runs. We got Manny Machado tonight. Hopefully, we can get the player props 2-0 on the day. Here's an updated leaderboard. 0-1, 1-0, and 1-1 on the day. Looking for Manny Machado to put us over the edge there. Let's take a look at the plays for Monday. Tigers going up against the Guardians. The Tigers are on that historic run of getting themselves into the playoffs, and they took down the Astros in the first round. Tip of the cap to them. I do appreciate the work they did in that series against the Astros. I think 99% of baseball fans were happy about that series win for the Tigers. I know we have a couple Astros fans on the channel, but you're a good team. You'll be back next year. The Tigers might not be back next year. I think everybody's rooting for the Tigers and the Royals and the Padres this season in the postseason. I could be wrong about that, but nobody really wants to see these big teams have success. And if they do have success, we might as well get the Yankees and the Dodgers going head-to-head. The Guardians are not considered a big team, and I hope that they don't win this game because I don't like the Guardians at all. I'm going to take the Tigers here on the money line as the play. The Tigers are going to get their weapon on the mound, Tariq Skubal, really the only weapon they have. He's been a monster this season. Whenever he's on the mound for the Tigers, he might just need 1 or 2 runs to get the job done. They weren't able to get any runs on the board in the first game going up against the Guardians, but they did have that bullpen day, giving up 7 runs. It was kind of a wasted start for those guys for the bullpen, so I'm not really sure what the Tigers' game plan was for that game, but this one, they've got a plan. Tariq Skubal's the plan. He's got to go 7 or 8 innings for them to get the win. He has gone 9 of the last 10 games for the Tigers, giving up 2 runs or less. In the first game of the postseason against the Astros, he went 6 innings, only giving up 4 hits, no runs allowed on his way to the win. He has given up a total of 2 runs and 13 hits over the last 4 games pitched. I don't think the Tigers are going to be pulling this guy in the 5th inning either. I think he's going to let him work the entire game if possible. If he is on his game, wheeling and dealing, he might just need 1 run to get the job done, and that's going to be going up against Matthew Boyd. Matthew Boyd for the Guardians, he's coming into this game with a 2.72 ERA. He's only been used in 8 games this season starting in August. He was being used in the rotation. This was a former Detroit Tiger for many, many years, 2015 until 2021. And then he went back in 2023. He pitched in a couple games. This is kind of a revenge game for him, I guess you can say. It might go well for him. It might not. But we just need 2 runs, I think, in this one. 2+ runs gets the job done here for the Tigers. I love Tariq Skubal. I think he's going to go 8+ innings, maybe the entire game. Maybe the Tigers let a closer come in and shut down the Guardians here. But if Tariq Skubal's on his game, I don't know if the Guardians score. So I'm going to take the Tigers here on the money line with him on the mound for the best player prop of the day. We're going to be looking at the batting prop for both of these player props are going to be between the Yankees and the Kansas City Royals. We're going to start with Gleyber Torres for the Yankees, over 1.5 bases. I was going to go with Aaron Judge, but he's really been struggling over the last couple games. I don't know what's going on with him. Maybe he's just fatigued. Maybe it's just rust, what they call rust, come postseason time. But he has struck out 8 of the last 9 times that he's been up to bat. The first game against the Royals, and then against the Pirates in the last game of the regular season. So I decided to go away from him. I did try to get the best player on this team against a left-on-right matchup. Looks like it's going to be Gleyber Torres here. The matchup will be going up against Cole Reagans, who hasn't given up any runs over the last 2 games going up against the Orioles in the postseason and the Nationals in the last game of the year. He is coming into this game with a 3.24 ERA on the year, and the hits have actually been down for him over the last couple games, giving up 4 or less in 5 consecutive, but we can't take anybody for the Guardians because they're going to have Tariq Skubal. You really don't want to take anybody for the Royals because all they have is Bobby Witt Jr. right now. So I landed on Torres, one of the only Yankee players who has been much better going up against left-handed pitching than right-handed pitching, coming in with a 265 batting average. We are going to see fastball a lot in this game. That's one of his better pitches, hitting at 229. And yeah, that's not great of a batting average, but that's both right and left-handed pitching that he sees. And he does hit everything that Cole Reagans has in his arsenal, over 200 this season in terms of batting average. So I like the matchup here for Gleyber Torres. He's going to be in the one hole. He's going to get a lot of opportunities. I'm going to take him over 1.5 bases as the play there. For the pitching prop tonight, we're going to be looking at the Yankees and the Royals. Again, we're going to take Carlos Rendon to go over 1.5 bases going up against the Royals. Carlos Rendon this season has been on a roller coaster for the Yankees. He came into the postseason with a 3.96 ERA and a 1.22 whip, but right after the All-Star break, and I guess right before the All-Star break, he was on a massive stretch of games of giving up 4+ runs and giving up home runs in basically all those games as well. He settled himself down starting in September, and over the last 5 games, he's given up 2 earned runs or less in all 5 games. I'm going to take him over 1.5 runs in this game because the Royals are going to be a little bit more desperate to try to get some runs on the board after losing game number 1. And the Royals are pretty good going up against the pitch arsenal that we're going to see out of Carlos Rendon. And I said earned runs for Carlos Rendon because the Royals on September 9th, they put up 4 runs on him. He gave up 4 runs to the Royals, 2 of them being earned runs, and then 2 home runs as well. So this Royals team, I do think they're going to be better than they were in that game too because they got Vinny P back in that lineup for them at the 2-hole. The Royals this season, they're one of the better teams in baseball hitting against the slider, which he loves setting people up with. I like the Royals here to get to Carlos Rendon over 1.5 bases as the play there. Let's take a look at the recap graphic. We're going to be taking the Tigers on the money line. Gleyber Torres over 1.5 bases, and then Carlos Rendon over 1.5 runs as the play there. Guys, it's going to do it for the MLB picks and props for Monday, October 7th slated games. If you enjoyed the content, please sure to drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel below. See you guys next video, and thanks for watching.